Okay, so one night I was bored and I wanted to make a cosplaying build. But there was a problem I had. So how would I one-shot level 100 plus Grenier using only my Nakana and with toxin damage on it? How would I do that? Well, I tried channeling. That didn't work out so well. I tried charge attacks. I even tried channel charge attacks, and they were no good. And then finally, it hit me. I came across parrying. And what parrying is if you channel at the right time while being melee attacked, it will stagger the enemy and open the enemy up to its finishers. So I thought this was great, and I made a build off of this. Alright, so here's the build. Now I have the parry mod on here, so what this does is, instead of me having to time my channeling, what I can do here instead is just block while channeling, and this will generally give me a 90% chance to actually trigger the parry, and then they just melee attack me, and then I open them up to a finisher. Easy as that. And I have finishing touch on here as well, because generally most weapons don't one-shot enemies while finishing them like say daggers do. But I put finishing touch on here because the finisher for Nakana actually is 2 hits instead of 1. So I don't even really need this, but I put this on here anyways because Murasame is a 1-hit killer and not a 2-hit killer, so just for a little bit more damage, finisher damage. I also put reflex coil in because I'm going to be channeling a lot, and generally I don't like channeling, but if I'm going to channel I might as well get something out of it, so I put in life strike, and then there's pressure point prime fury for damage, and toxin to simulate the legendary poison, and I have maiming strike on here. Any sane person will put just focus energy to make this like a really good parrying build. The thing with that is I'm cosplaying, and I generally there's a couple of mods I could fit in here, like killing blow for more channeling damage, but what do I do against enemies that can't be parried, like say infested charger or bombards? Well, bombards can be parried, it's just they attack you at an angle, so they kind of generally avoid being parried. So I just fit in maiming strike, even though prime reach might be better. But I just put in maiming strike because I had it. But if you're generally going for like a good parry build, put in focus energy there instead of the maiming strike. And this is sort of my insurance plan against enemies that just can't be parried or stuff like that. And also, I also chose my stance carefully on the Nakanas. Now, Tranquil Cleave has a combo called Breathless Lunge. And what this does is this pause combo actually opens enemies up to finishers without me having to even parry or anything. So if I'm going up against a bombard, I'm gonna try and pull off that combo, but if I can't, I'm just gonna slide attack them and fucking murder them. And also I picked Saren because not only does she fit my cosplay really well, she also has a lot of energy and a lot of health, and that's very good. So I have quick thinking and rage for a lot of survivability, vitality, and prime flow to make quick thinking a little bit better, and vitality to increase my health pool. I have continuities, so I'm going to be using Toxic Lash a lot with Saren, and I'm mostly going to be using it for the damage reduction to blocking. And with Blind Rage, I have it's 80% damage reduction. However, I'm generally don't use Blind Rage, though it's pretty good. I can swap this out for Intensify, and that gives me a decent block multiplier. And I can cast a lot, like 52% is fine. That's totally fine. Or I can swap that out for like Handspring or stuff like that. Now you're probably thinking I should probably slot in Reflex Guard and Reflect, because Reflection, what it does is basically gives me a 96% damage reduction while blocking and channeling. Now I don't use this mod simply because it drains too much energy for my liking. And it just leaves me with no energy half the time, and I have to go get energy by taking more damage, which I guess is sort of fine, but it just drains far too much energy. And if I say I need to get like out and I need to heal because quick thinking has activated and I'm just gonna get staggered if I get hit again, I generally want to be able to cast my abilities like like molt, regen molt, so that gives me health back, so I don't get staggered and I can escape. So I don't do this. And Reflex Guard works well with the parry mod. The problem with this is not a melee mod. This is a Warframe mod, and that's taking up mod space on my Warframe. And generally, I put that if this was a melee mod, I'd immediately put this on my build, and that would make it a million times better. But too bad I can't because it's a Warframe mod. So, and obviously this could use Forma and an Exilus slot, and I could put Handspring or Surefoot, or I tried Pain Threshold, so if I do get staggered by Quick Thinking, it's not gonna like hurt me that much. But this doesn't even affect Quick Thinking at all, getting staggered by that. So I wouldn't bother with that at all. Now, what weapons would would a parry build be good on? I'd probably say generally, like if you have a Warframe that can't open up enemies to finishers, then I'd say a parrying build would be pretty good. And if you have a high energy pool, that also helps out a lot. And this also obviously works with cosplay builds pretty well. And daggers, since they have covert lethality, they can just one-shot regardless. So I've also made a parrying build for my dagger as well, as you can see. So that's my parrying build for melee weapons. And I hope you guys enjoyed. This is kind of just trying to make a build that's like a break from the typical blood rush, body count, you know, combo meter all the way build. And that. So I just also wanted, this is also something new, and I wanted to show you guys as well. And this sort of makes daggers a very viable. Also, sword and shields can use this very well because they have the highest damage reduction while blocking, and that's really good. So you probably also want to use this with swords and shields, as well as daggers and just weapons you just want to one-shot people with. Now you're probably wondering, is this build gonna be viable? How viable is this build? And let me just say this, it takes quite a bit of skill to make this very viable, but I think in the end it's worth it, and it's a nice change of pace. But try not to get staggered by Quick Thinking. And so I'm going to show you this against a bunch of high-level elite Frontier Lancers. Alright, so there's only really one problem with this build, and that is that if any of your teammates decide that CC and it's not like a blind or a disarm, then the build, you can't parry anymore. That's terrible. But the only thing you should probably do in that situation is probably cast Molt so you can get like health back and run away. That's really all you can do there. Because as soon as those enemies like come out of CC, like say an Ember's Firequake, or they're being fire procced or something like that, you know, they're immediately gonna try and kill you because you're the closest thing to them. So generally in those situations, just run away and find someone that's not being CC'd by like a Mesa or something. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Alright, so for those of you that made it to the end of the video, congratulations! You don't have the attention span of a fucking small child. Now, I'm gonna reward you. So, now, the first person that can guess what character I was cosplaying as throughout the video correctly gets Prime Breach. And also, if you don't know, you're gonna need to have like 1,000,000 credits to trade Prime mods. So if you don't have 1,000,000 credits, there's a earlier video I'll refer you back to. But yeah. So the first person who can guess correctly what character I was cosplaying as gets Prime Reach. All right, that's it for real this time. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm glad you made it to the end of the video.